Well, we might actually get a good FTR match here. I'm not bashing the guys. I love their old school style. They don't work well with the high flying people because they're a bit slower and methodical. Where the high flyers are spot heavy, but so they're going against some two guys that like to like their strong style. So this one's a hard one to pick. And yeah, I brought up the list of the pay per view of all the matches, and everyone I've picked has been on the left side. FTR's on the left side. I should stick with tradition and just go with them. But you know what? I'm not going to. I'm gonna go with a team I like. I like Blackpool Combat Club. Name shouldn't be that anymore. You know what I'm saying? The BCC. One letter change, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna go with the Blackpool Combat Club because, like, yeah, I like the wrestlers in there. Even though one needs to take a vacation sometime soon. It is what it is. BCC to win.
I'm not sure if this is going to be a main event, but it's still going to be an interesting tag team match. And again, like I said, the tag team that seems to be setting the bar right now is the Blackpool Combat Club. And if you really want to make a name for yourself, it seems they are the team to go through. They are the team to beat. And obviously, the only tag team that seem to be right up there with them are FTR. Um, because after that, that can only set up a future tag team title match, right? Who the better team is between these two to then go on to be worthy of a tag team title shot. And again, like if the Young Bucks are to go on to win these tag team titles, who better to be their first opponents in FTR? And for me, that's just making a lot of sense. Um, so yeah, I don't really think there's too much to think about here. I think FTR are also on this roll. They haven't really got anything to prove, but then obviously they got everything to prove in terms of the ranking systems and letting everyone know that they are the ones in line for that tag team goal. They are the next ones in line. So I think it's only fair to say that in this match, as tough as it may be for both sides, I think FTR will just about get the edge here. Um, might not be Mox that takes the fall. It may be Castignoli, maybe Claudio. Um, but overall, it could be a bad night for the Blackpool Combat Club overall over the whole pay per view. So yeah, I'm going to go with, in terms of the winner, FTR. That's going to be the winner of this match.
So yeah, I'm actually gonna enjoy this like little tag team match we got going on here, man. FTR taking on BCC is always like fun for me personally because I like both their smiles. Yeah, I like both their styles. It's smash mouth, it's old school, yeah, you know, and like they're just gonna put on excellent little fight for us as to who wins and how would it make sense. To be honest, either team can win here. This is probably one of the more harder ones to predict because both can slide in the tag team title picture. Now, either way, after Revolution, that title picture is going to look very different. Either with the belts essentially being vacated, or the Bucks are working around as champions again. But I'm tempted to go with FTR. Yeah, because I feel like they always should be close to around the tag team and scene. Yeah, but this time I'm gonna go with the BCC. I feel like they've been on a tear, and like that is actually one set of belts that they've not held yet. So yeah, the BCC for the win.
I don't want to go down memory lane. We've seen it. It's happened. They've had the rubber match. It all happened at All In. Furthermore, let's take the gimmick of Nicholas and Matthew, who now may be holding gold. Bit of a spoiler too. Another match that comes out. But what happens then? Do they go after FTR, who they've constantly had? Or do they take their executive vice president roles? I mean, don't get me wrong, FTR are friends with a certain man who's now back home because hell froze over. But what better for Nicholas and Matthew to have a new feud with a bunch of rebels like the Blackpool Combat Club? That tells you something, doesn't it? That's where the ingredients mesh, and that's something new for them to deal with, you know? So, yeah, I'm really hoping I'm right on this one. Blackpool Combat Club for the win. John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli to beat Harwood and Dax and become the new number one contenders for the tag team title. BCC for the win.
What looks to be like a really, really solid pay-per-view, this Revolution card. One of the best that AEW have put on, at least on paper, in a very, very long time. On the basis that a lot of these matches, not all, but a lot of these matches are quite tricky to call, for me at least. And so for that reason, I think that it comes down to just they've been booked well, because it's left you in a position of, well, I could see this going both ways. Case in point is FTR and John Moxley, FTR versus Blackpool Combat Club, because if history tells me anything, it's you don't bet against John Moxley on a big pay-per-view. But equally, if history tells me anything, it's that you don't bet against FTR in a tag team match on a big pay-per-view. I've never made a secret of the fact that I'm not a big FTR guy. Just, they don't do it for me. Love John Moxley. But I actually think that this is FTR's match. I think Claudio Castagnoli is going to eat a big fat pin, because that's just kind of what he's built for. You got to protect Moxley. He can't eat the pin. But I do think FTR are going to win this one. So for that reason, I'm going to go, FTR to win.